We are going to start with the vote share projections, and we are going to go region by region. Because remember, Gujarat largely has got 4 main regions with very distinct voting patterns, very distinct strongholds and caste composition. So let's open this up and go straight up to the region of Saurashtra.
You look at the overall, okay, it's Kutch Saurashtra. Okay.
All right, so this is in Kutch Saurashtra, which has got a little over 50 seats. 54. But we are going to talk about the vote share and the vote breakup of each party.
What's extremely fascinating is the BJP had 45% here last time. Okay, the Congress had 45 point something, about 0.2 less than the BJP. The BJP has maintained the 45. However, Rahul, this is a scenario we spoke of in the morning, a 50-50 split. Look at this. I mean, it is this 50-50 split which is driving the landslide.
So you're saying this 50-50 split is going to be problematic?
Yeah, absolutely. It's harmed the Congress. It's got
but doesn't this number look very large?
It is very large.
It is very large.
Rahul, for the Congress to come anywhere close to winning, Saurashtra was their key.
Yes, let's just stay on these numbers for 30 seconds, Director Saab. Let's not get very excited. Let's stay within the domains. Let's look at Kutch Saurashtra, and this is very interesting.
So Kutch and Saurashtra was key. If we go back to the earlier graphic,
which
30 is roughly the number of seats, right, Jay, that Congress had won in the Saurashtra region?
In the Saurashtra, of the 54, the Congress had 30, the BJP 23,
and
then
independent.
This was the one area that dented the BJP in the last election.
And why?
Why?
Absolutely. Because what happens is, here is how Gujarat functions. Saurashtra is a largely rural area. It has a large number of patidars, number one. Then it has OBCs. And it has got also a little amount of, a smattering of Jains, of Rajputs, etc. But patidars are huge. Now, these are the patidars, Rahul, which go to urban areas like Surat for the diamond cutting, etc. But this is their Janma Bhumi. Surat and all are their Karma Bhumi. So this is the area when the patidar Andolan happened, combined with your rural issues, the Congress made huge inroads. So 79...
So there was a phrase you used a little while back, that the AAP will end up cutting the opposition vote, the anti-incumbency vote.
Split. That's what has happened.
And that's what's happened, which is perhaps good news for the BJP.
Yeah, because look at the comparison. Now that we have the comparison here.
Look at it. I said the Congress was just a tad below, 0.4. And now that it's almost splitting half. 45 or 46 is splitting into 24 and 27. The others are shrinking a little bit. What's extremely important here is the AP seems to have hit a self-goal. It put in the maximum effort in an area which was actually the largest catchment of the non-BJP vote.
So are you saying either they should have had an understanding or they should have kept out?
Absolutely. What they have ended up doing is, if this was a catchment area for the most non-BJP seats, they have completely
annulled the possibility. It appears to me that they are playing for 2029.
Absolutely. See, here's the thing. Even the Aam Admi Party is clear that we are not going to form the government, but we are going to tell voters that in 5 years from now, when the charm of Mr. Modi wears off and the BJP has problems as it is in his local leadership, don't look towards the Congress. Arvind Kejriwal said as much. Arvind Kejriwal 2 weeks ago said, Congress ko vote deke barbad mat karo. Congress walon ki setting hai. And if you go out, Rahul, on the streets, a lot of disgruntled, even Muslim voters who were very strongly behind the Congress said, inki to setting hai, ye bik jate hain. What happened? Congress had 79, but it happened, right?
It happened.
79 is what the Congress had in 2017, about 77, pardon me, and 20 of them defected right away.
So you had 19 defectors. You had 19 defectors.
Well, viewers, this is very interesting. In the area where the BJP was the weakest and perhaps is still the weakest, and you can just look at the numbers here. It only has 45% of the vote. Had the AAP perhaps not been in the picture, or the Congress not been in the picture, this anti-BJP
vote, one
vote
opposition party, they would have
consolidated, and it's quite possible that the BJP may not have actually won this region.
Can I add one more very interesting point? When we are looking at why perhaps the disgruntled Congress voters switched to the Aam Admi Party, this figure of 19 that Jay gave of defectors from the Congress, Out of those 19, 9 came from Saurashtra Kutch.
Yeah,
so if you have half of the Congress people
Absolutely.
from Saurashtra Kutch, saying bye-bye and going to Congress, the voter is like, why should I waste my vote? I'll vote for Aam Admi Party.
It's very interesting. What will this translate into? Remember, these are 54 seats. And you had said that the last time the BJP only got
23.
23 Congress
out
got
of these 50.
30. Congress got 30.
So basically less than half.
Less than half. So in fact, the AAP, with its grand pursuit of Saurashtra through the Patidars, has gifted Saurashtra to the BJP.
As gifted, but it doesn't mind because it is playing the long game.
It's playing the long game.
It's the waiting game that the AAP is playing. So viewers, it's not really a vote of confidence, because had it been a vote of confidence, you would have seen this number in the plus for the BJP. The BJP must be thankful to the Aam Admi Party for this particular result in Saurashtra, for saving its bacon, so to speak.
On the 8th, the Congress will be spoiled for choice to pick the B teams of the BJP. They're like, ye bhi B team hai, ye bhi B team hai, ye bhi B team hai, sare B team hai. So AIM, Aam Admi, they're like, sab B team hai, BJP ke. We are the only, original challenger.
Anti-incumbency vote split. The BJP is coming through. It is coming through basically on the back of Arvind Kejriwal's timely intervention in Gujarat. Okay,
all right.
Fundamental.
And the excessive focus on
Let me very quickly get hold of, are we calling out the numbers now, the seats here?
No, so we are going to go next to North Gujarat.
Because
what we'll do is, we have 4 regions. We'll go region by region vote share, and then we'll unveil the seats. So we have traveled.
More suspense.
Yeah, just to give an idea to our viewers, this is pretty much how, if you imagine a circle, Gujarat is like a circle. Here is a large part which will be Kutch, Saurashtra. Then you have North. Then you've got all these seats, Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar. You've got the tribal
Let me try and pull out that
south.
map on this screen. So Nizam bhai, if you can just put out the map of Gujarat on this screen.
The region-wise map.
The region-wise map, so that we can actually have a look at it and tell our viewers.
There you
go. So this is Kutch. Okay.
Let's
this
look
is
at
one district with about 6 seats, traditionally clubbed along with Saurashtra, which is 48. 48 and 6 make it 54. This is what, Padmaja was just telling us. This is actually the hinterland of all the Patidars. You have Bhavnagar, you have Rajkot, you have Amreli here, which, more so Amreli, Rajkot, Bhavnagar, complete Patidar, most of the businessmen come there. You have daily flights operating from Bhavnagar to Surat. Surat is here. So from here, they start pumping in the money, which is what I told Mr. Akashdeep, that the Patidars are de facto financial mentors of the AAP. And they try and make an impact here. Now, when you look at the North Gujarat vote shares, what's extremely interesting is what we also observed on the ground, is that the AAP had actually beaten a retreat here. Now, our vote share says 30 and 22.
Let's pull out the vote shares on this screen. Let's split our screens. On that wall, we'll keep the map for your reference, viewers. And on this, we are going to put out the North Gujarat projections.
So here we will show you the map.
Yes.
This, you have to understand, is North Gujarat. Why is North Gujarat significant? Because it shares a border here with Rajasthan. If I'm not mistaken, North Gujarat also has the highest number in all the different regions of tribal seats. So you've got a large number of reserved tribal seats.
You've about, the tribals are normally between south and central.
Danks, but also a large number over here.
And something about 3 to 4 year. Bhiloda, Khed Brahma, 3 to 4 year.
Okay. So, and incidentally, this is also the place which is loyal to Congress and one of their strongest faces, which is Jignesh Mevani is fighting here from Vadgam. So they are hoping to pull a lot of votes through Jignesh Mevani. Let's see the vote percentage.
Here too is the vote percentage. It tells its story. 42% for the BJP, 22% for the AAP, the Congress up at 30%. Now imagine, if you were just to do a simple math, if there was no AAP, it's quite possible that the Congress's number, 30%, would have been more. I can't say how much. You can't just add, because they obviously would have come down to who the Congress would have fielded. But one could assume that the BJP would have had a very tight run on its hands.
Absolutely. Last time, if you remove the areas of Ahmedabad, the BJP and the Congress split the remaining 32 seats half, 16-16. Right now, what we are seeing is the BJP is indeed down, okay? It's down from 49 to 43. But as you see, the Congress, the AAP, for every one voter it is drawing from the BJP, about 7%, it's drawing 11.5% from the Congress. Means for every one voter drawn from the BJP, it's drawing 1.5 from the Congress.
That is
the story.
That's a big number.
Look at this.
So
This is almost 1.5 times this number.
A vote cutter.
Yeah.
On the opposition side,
yeah,
where there would have been obviously consolidation of opposition votes,
right,
and it would perhaps have dented the BJP more,
right.
You're actually seeing the BJP getting away. So and in viewers, in a triangular contest, first past the post, it doesn't matter. It just matters how many votes you get, and therefore you get that seat. Naturally, it's a very simple arithmetic exercise.
Frankly,
so the BJP has reasons to worry.
It's actually quite surprising for the Congress to drop this much, because this is one of their pretty strong areas, right? Because you've got the milk cooperatives we spoke of earlier, Rahul, coming in this area. You've got the tribal areas where
Rahul
you've got a large Muslim
you actually need to understand.
The Congress party will have to explain why it didn't even attempt to canvass using Rahul
Mr. Gehlot canvassed here largely.
Yes. No, if you look at this number 22, I'll tell you where it comes from. It's coming from a little bit of the tribal pocket. Bhiloda, Khet Brahma, Data, those assembly seats. Then there are some pockets in North Gujarat where the AP seems to have put up activist sort of people. Now they have their captive votes, maybe not more than 15, 20, 25, just like these numbers, but they have put up a lot of such people. These together are pulling this 22%.
Yeah, well, the heartening number for the BJP, as you were saying, is that if they're losing one
vote a year, this person is losing 1.5
more.
It's losing more.
So it tells you that the real ire has been reserved for the Congress party. And the Congress party itself has not fought to retain some of its own. Let's go across and ask some questions. Let's very quickly go across. Sanjay Jha, this is a total abdication on your part. There's no other way of looking at it. It's an abdication of the opposition space by the Congress in favor of a political party that is actually hurting the opposition, not the BJP so much. How do you respond to this charge?
Oh, well, Rahul, the large point that we all need to understand is that the Congress party in both Gujarat and to some extent in Himachal is going to pay a political consequence for what I call is the Punjab syndrome. Punjab was gifted away on a silver platter on account of a monumental disaster in terms of managing the party itself. And that basically made AAP ambitious. Now, if you look at Saurashtra, you are absolutely right. Saurashtra is one part, along with North Gujarat, where Congress has traditionally had tailwinds in its favor. In Saurashtra, the Congress did better than the BJP in the last election. But this time, the Patidar agitation is not even an issue anymore. So you don't have an advantage of mobilization, and then you have had AAP. Now, the reason why AAP has been in Saurashtra, and let us not try and just castigate and dismiss AAP as, a B team of the BJP, and I'll tell you why. Because the Aam Admi Party sees the Congress as a low-hanging fruit. It says that it is tougher for me to dislodge BJP vote share. It's easier for me to migrate Congress votes towards my side. Obviously, the Congress is going to be a loser. So, when you look at the picture today, one thing is apparent, that the Congress was not being seen by those who are disillusioned with the BJP, which there are many people in Gujarat who are not happy with the BJP. But they said, listen, 6 times the Congress has failed to defeat the BJP. Where do we go? At least Arvind Kejriwal and the team is there in Gujarat, promising the moon and looking aggressive and definitely talking about big promises of change. But that is what has basically hurt the Congress the most.
Opening thoughts. Till what point, and I say this with the greatest of respect, till what point can you get away by saying, institutions are not independent, Aam Admi Party is a vote cutter, so-and-so is BJP's B team? First, bring your A game. These numbers seem to show that your voter wants to vote for somebody else, but you don't even try. Kapil Madan. In what can only seem poetic, it seems Mr. Kapil Madan has lost connection. There seems to be a connectivity problem with the Congress and its supporters at large. But now let me go across to the third region, because I think a lot of people would be waiting to see central Gujarat. And here, if you see, this is the central Gujarat region, and this is the place where you've got Ahmedabad, you've got Gandhinagar, you've got a little bit of tribal seats coming in over here. What is the other makeup here of central Gujarat?
Yeah, so you have a vast tribal belt to the eastern part, okay? That's Dahod, Panchmahal, pockets of Vadodara. You have Anand and Kheda districts, which are, districts rich in cash crops and milk unions. So a lot of money, well-off people and old established Congress leaders.
Anand, of course, synonymous with Amul.
Amul, absolutely. And Mr. Bharat Singh Solanki of the Congress is from this region. Mr. Shankar Singh Waghela used to contest from Kapadvanj in Kheda. Right now, his son is contesting from Bayard, also in the same region. So clearly, Congress stronghold, richer region, and having tribal seats on the east. That's the lay of the land.
All right, so a lot of people would be wondering, just as a sidebar, who Bharat Singh Solanki is. Remember that very viral video where somebody, when Mr. Gandhi was speaking in Rajkot, and he was translating the speech, and then he said, "Nahi, aap Hindi mein boliye." That's Bharat Singh Solanki, and he decided to walk away midway.
No, if you really want, some one-liners, he's the one who said before the Gujarat election, "Oh, what's the problem if all AP candidates back Congress?" So he's Mr. Bharat Singh Solanki.
All right, so Mr. Bharat Singh Solanki, obviously very prolific when it comes to making headlines. So, what is central Gujarat numbers like? Let's put out the central Gujarat vote share right now for our viewers. We've already shown you Kutch, Saurashtra. We've shown you North Gujarat. And now it's the turn of central Gujarat. And here you have. Also remember that this place with 61 seats has a large number of urban seats, which are supposed to be BJP stronghold. Yes, Jay.
Yeah. Actually, central Gujarat is about 40 seats. Okay, we'll just forget that number right now. But look at this again. 47 and 25. That 50% split which we were talking of. The AP has actually worked hard and very hard to give this election to the BJP.
But just to sound a note of caution, across all regions, Jay, we are seeing vote share in the vicinity of 20 plus for the Aam Admi Party.
Yeah.
As somebody who's travelled, you think this is realistic, or is this a bit of an overstatement? 25% for the Aam Admi Party first time around. Vote share.
I wouldn't call it an overstatement. Maybe, the margin of error in psephology is 3%. So we have to respect the pollster. Maybe it is 22, not 25.
But you're still saying that their vote share will be in double digits.
It looks like from the sort of traction they're trying to build up.
Keeping in mind that a majority of their people the last time around had not fared very well. Oh, sorry, that is not here. That's not here. That's not here. But yeah, okay. All right. So let us go across to Kapil Madan, who is joining us live. Kapil Madan, last time we lost contact with you. A lot of people in Gujarat have also had the same problem, that you've lost contact with them. That's what the vote share bears out. Aam Admi Party is gaining. Your comments.
Well, Padmaja, I agree with you in a sense that it is wherever Aam is contesting, it is giving some sort of a dent to the Congress Party. We saw in Uttarakhand how the Aap got the anti-BJP vote bank, and similar thing happened in Goa also. So there is a reason why Aap is called B team of the BJP, and I agree with you in a sense that the rise. It is not even a rise of the Aap, but the Aap is in the contest just to ensure that the Congress does not.
No, sir, they're not. So, having no brief for the Aam Admi Party, or for that matter anyone, who does Ariwala can respond to this. Aam Admi Party is not there to assassinate you. They are there to win, and which is what every party should do.
Now,
if you don't decide to campaign, that's not their fault, to be fair to them. Who does Ariwala quickly respond? Yes. Okay, Shazi Almi, what do you make of these numbers that we have so far? Now we've got a situation where we've got 3 regions, and in those 3 regions, roughly, you have BJP in the lead, and the Aam Admi Party and Congress almost neck and neck. Your first reaction, Shazi Almi?
So first of all, I would never like to and never have discredited any of the opinion polls. But even if you're showing such a high number for Aam Admi Party, it just goes with what I have predicted for years and been saying it, that actually it is going to be despite all the Jappi Puppies, that the, opposition of unity seems to stand for, eventually it is going to be BJP versus the rest. And this is exactly what is apparent here. And also it goes on to say that if there is a fixed constituency, or if there are, just like Jay Mrug pointed out, it is Aam Admi Party which is ending up gobbling the Congress vote share more than the BJP, in fact to a much larger extent. So it has always been, so the voters of BJP not only have stayed loyal through decades, and this is, we're talking about anti-incumbency of like how many times, but not only just not neutralizing it, but despite that maintaining such a huge vote share, I mean, which is going up to 44% and more. I think it is absolutely creditable. So this is Arvind Kejriwal's game, somebody who formed the party with him as one of the co-founders, that when he was contesting in Delhi, it was about corruption and Sheila Dikshit. So it was about the corruption of UPA. And of the CM then, but now it is about becoming the Prime Minister. So it is about wanting to take up cudgels with the Prime Minister, with BJP. So which is why the whole idea of...
very quickly focus back on Gujarat. 1 second, Shazia. I just want to tell our viewers where they can actually on the screen begin to see for themselves the results that we are projecting and what also the other exit polls are projecting. So on top, viewers, you're going to get the consolidated poll of poll numbers for Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat. Times Now hasn't still come out and declared its Gujarat seat shares for the entire state. We are going, for the moment, showing you vote shares of at least 3 regions of Gujarat. The Himachal numbers, Times Now has already called, Padmaja, and we are going to keep those numbers on our screens, in our grids, so that the viewers can go out there and see for themselves what the Times Now projection for Himachal Pradesh is. On top, we're going to keep the focus on the POPs of Gujarat so that you have a better sense of what others are also projecting for the state as we bring you the Gujarat numbers.
So we have one final region left. We've already shown Kutch, Saurashtra, we've shown North, and we've shown Central. So now we only have South Gujarat projections for the vote share left.
Vote share. So let's have a quick look at all these regions, and this is South Gujarat. Viewers, anyone who knows the geography will understand. This is this region. It's fairly urban, isn't it?
Fairly urban. And it's a beautiful contrast.
Yes.
The entire railway line going from Bombay to Gujarat here, starting right from Umargaon to Surat, is highly industrial. On the right-hand side, you have Dangs and Vasra, which are highly tribal. So it's a mix first of the Surat industrial cluster, which the AAP is targeting, urban and industrial cluster right up to Ankleshwar, and it's also having a fair share of the tribal seats that they are targeting. So this would have been the area where the AAP would have perhaps expected to perform the best. Let's see.
All right. So what is the South Gujarat vote share projection like?
It's the best, yet it's still not made the mark. This is the area where it has taken the maximum lead over the Congress. It's following the 50-50 split still as of now, but it's 5 percentage points ahead of the Congress here.
All right. So basically the BJP across all 4 regions is rumbling along very comfortably in the region of 42 to 44, right?
Yeah,
that's roughly what we see, 44, 45, 44, 45.
Absolutely.
And almost like a mirror, you've got 25, 25. Congress, Aam Admi
24,
Party.
27, 25, 25, 28, 22.
Okay.
It's just,
so BJP is just like basically sitting by the sidelines. Huda Zariwala. Keeping its 42% in its pocket. And Aam Admi Party and Congress, or rather the Aam Admi Party is cannibalizing the Congress. While the Congress is working on jodoing the rest of country. Huda Zariwala.
Basically, Aam Admi Party has done so much groundwork this time. We believe that we are forming the government. Exit polls and opinion polls often differ from the actual results. Let us not forget the anti-incumbency factor is huge at this point in time. Congress is out of the foray. It is only the Aam Admi Party that the people are going to vote for. I mean, we have raised issues of every kind for the people of Gujarat, be it the unemployment, education, health, and issues of such kind. So Aam Admi Party is clearly going to leave a significant impact, and we are going to get a monumental, historic victory this time over Gujarat.
While it's great that you got 25% vote share, that was almost like a victory speech. Calm down, ma'am. It's 25% vote share that we are talking about. All right.
To be fair to the Aam Admi Party, it's a great start, isn't it? For the Aam Admi Party,
but
unfortunately, it is handed, as Jay was saying, Gujarat on a platter to the BJP, and that is really quite remarkable in the sense that there is no opposition unity. And I want to quickly go across to Udit Raj of the Congress Party. Udit Raj ji, आज या तो आप बी टीम हैं या आम आदमी पार्टी बी टीम है, मगर बीजेपी तो आगे निकल रही है. आप लोगों ने एक दूसरे की वोट काट ली ऑपोजिशन में. बीजेपी आगे निकल रही है क्योंकि आप लोगों ने एक दूसरों को, यानी आप और कांग्रेस ने एक दूसरे को डेंट कर दिया है. इसमें आपकी क्या टिप्पणी है?
See, exit polls are never precise. There has been a lot of fluctuations in the past also. Still, we can't say what is the exact outcome.
Sir, the Congress Party gave up Gujarat. If you go by the exit polls, I'm not going to accept this as a response because we are on this show discussing the exit polls. We never started by saying we don't want to discuss the exit polls. You're on a show which is about exit polls. It's not just our exit poll, it's about others' exit polls. So let's stick to the conversation. And I'm asking you a question. Are you going to take responsibility for not being the opposition in Gujarat? Simple question.
Certainly. Certainly, we have to look into ourselves. We have to...
Who do you hold responsible for this debacle?
And see, 3-4 months back, let me tell you. So, BJP started at 55, Congress started at 65, 4-5 months back. But in the days to come, we started declining. There was certainly lack of coordination. Of course, money factors there are, publicity and media, etc. is there. So we could know that we have not canvassed properly. Our coordination was not very good over there. However, wait for the result. That is what I can say.
All right. Your coordination wasn't the best. At least you've conceded that much. Opening thoughts before we show our overall vote share projection. We've shown you region-wise. Ishkaran, opening thoughts.
I think it's disingenuous to doubt exit polls because I have a very firm belief that there is no reason for any agency which is working and doing all the effort. It's not an opinion poll. So let's go by what the exit poll is saying. What the exit poll is saying that after 27 years, BJP is not losing any vote share at all almost. That is a remarkable achievement for any government. That means for all the propaganda, the people of the state feel the government is delivering. Okay. Point number one. Point number two, yes, AAP should be happy because AAP is in the fight to annihilate Congress. That is the only way they can grow. And if they do anything upwards of 20%, then the Congress's reason to exist as a poll against BJP finishes. And 24 or maybe 24 probably will be the last election of Congress if they don't manage to cross a particular threshold level, because AAP will have a case that Congress can't defeat BJP, so we are in the race. BJP is in a very, very comfortable position.
Well, Ishkaran Bhandari has probably summed it up, Padmaja, isn't it? The BJP will say, look, after almost 4 full terms in Gujarat, if we can still win in a manner that is convincing, we've done our work.
Well, you got anti-incumbency of 27 years.
Yes.
That's not a joke. You had a tragedy in the very recent past. You have got GST, which has hit the 2 biggest, trade, agriculture. Both you had a problem, and you yet managed to come back with the 44%.
Let's now have a look at how these numbers are translating into seats. So central Gujarat is what we're going to look at. Central Gujarat is this area, viewers.
Yeah.
This part, which is sandwiched between north and south, and it of course is on the absolute eastern side of the state. So let's have a look now, and these are the numbers.
VIP seats, including
VIP
that of the Chief Minister himself. Ghatlodiya falls in
Here
central
it is,
Gujarat.
48 for the BJP. This is how it all translates now, viewers, and you can see the margins. 48 for the BJP, 4 for the Aam Admi Party, so really swept away. Though they have got this vote share, the Congress 9, both of them end losers, net losers, the others blanked out. Explain
Absolutely.
this.
Now, a major component of this 48 is two major cities that are counted in the 61 seats here, Ahmedabad and Baroda.
Yeah.
Last time the BJP had 12 out of the 16 in the Ahmedabad city. It had the entire Baroda city to itself. So perhaps it's repeating that mandate. The Prime Minister's, the long roadshow in Ahmedabad was perfect. Perhaps
two over 2 days.
Yeah, was really worth it, worth the effort. It's showing up here.
No, but
That's
Jay,
point
isn't
number
this also the area? Ahmedabad has a large number of rebels, the BJP rebels in central Gujarat, not Ahmedabad, but central Gujarat has a large number.
I'll walk you through that.
Okay.
So what's happening is, in Ahmedabad, the BJP has changed 10 out of the 12 sitting MLAs with no rebellion. The rebellion has been controlled, but the faces have been changed.
Okay.
So that's worked. It's perhaps completely controlled the anti-incumbency. Now, when you're going actually to the rebel areas, right, you're talking of central Gujarat. See, here is where these 4 seats that AAP is winning. You know, we can even try and name them. One of them could be Devgarh Baria.
Okay.
The other could be Shehra. There could be 1 or 2 more tribal seats.
What is the history of both of these seats, Devgarh Baria and Shehra?
Yeah, it's very fascinating. It's where the AAP has tried to make the pure electoral math work. So Shehra is a very interesting seat. It's a seat next to Godhra, has a fair tribal sprinkling. The BJP has a Bharwad candidate, surprisingly, those who are actually supposed to be aligned to the Congress. He's been winning for 3 times. What the AAP did is it picked up the Congress runner-up of the last 2 elections, Takhat Singh Solanki, gave him the ticket. The Congress, to triangulate the contest, picked up a BJP sitting worker and gave him the ticket. So triangular, but the AAP somehow seems to have managed that math over there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So these are of course all projections. We don't know exactly seat level data, but it's a very interesting hypothesis.
This is a great educated guess because, you know, ultimately it all boils down to there are such hyper local issues that are at play.
Absolutely.
That it's fairly...
No, and
let's have a look here though.
This 9 is justifiable.
Now you said that look, there has obviously been an increment of 11. So 13 down for the Congress. Now imagine if you had just added 13 to that and you had actually subtracted 11 here. Tehsil Poonawalla, this would have been at least notionally a tighter contest, and a large number of seats might have only exchanged hands with a 5 to 8% vote.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Here, unfortunately, it's looking like a massive sweep.
It's looking like a one-way contest.
Complete one-way contest. And because the opposition have completely...
So basically,
just this point, even this 9 is basically going to be just the districts of Anand and Kheda, the districts of Mr. Bharat Singh Solanki and Mr. Waghela.
Viewers, Rahul Gandhi can jodo whatever he wants to, is in a tailspin, breaking party, crumbling in Gujarat, where it was the principal party. Even Amit Shah said it was the principal opposition to the BJP. Where does the Congress go from here, Mr. Jindal? Himachal Pradesh, you're conceding. You are conceding Gujarat on a platter. What jodo are you doing?
Rahul, on what basis do we infer that there are 11 seats going to BJP? I mean, at one point of time, we were saying that Aam Admi Party is going to scavenge upon Congress seats.
The vote
but
share
what I say over here is...
Let me bring in the vote share for Central Gujarat. Let's pull out the vote share for Central Gujarat, Director Saab. If you put it there, it is on your screens. Now you will see why this is happening the way it is happening. Have you seen the erosion? There it is. Look at the Aam Admi Party taking 25%.
The 50-50 split. Look at this.
It has completely ripped the heart out of the Congress party.
In this data, we are giving 25%
You are today not losing to the BJP,
seats.
sir. You are losing to the AAP.
No, but you have accorded only 4 seats to the Aam Admi Party.
Alarm bell should be going off.
You have given the same voter percentage in the central Gujarat region.
It matters at the end of the day about your ability to sustain yourself in a state where you would have had at least 35 to 40% of the vote share, sir.
I'll have my reservations.
Okay, so explain this as
I can explain this. I can explain this. Mr. Jindal, what has happened is, you said, this is 25, this is 25, yet this is 9, why this is 4? That's your question. It's very clear. Look, there are seats in that 25. You know, the Congress vote 25 is lumped. it's more lumped in Anand than Kheda. In Anand, you have seats like Anklav, Sojitra, Petlat, Borsaj, which are hardcore Congress loyalist seats. Now, what has happened is all the voters gotten lumped in there. So, in fact, you should actually be happy that the Congress has had a better conversion because the votes are lumped. So, for 25, they've got 9, the 25, AAP has got just 4.
One question I would like to ask. In the central Gujarat region, there is a major milk corridor that has a significant form of a seat share, more than 20, I would say, in the central Gujarat region. Yes. Now, Aam Admi Party doesn't even have any presence over there. Yeah. So basically, half of the seats which we are considering in the central Gujarat belongs to, now the Aam Admi Party does not exist at all over there. Now you want to say that in the other half, Aam Admi Party is projecting as high as 50%. No, that is unacceptable.
No, you need to understand what has happened. No, you need to understand what has happened. There is nothing like a party becomes 0 somewhere and becomes 50 somewhere. This is your cash crop and milk belt. Okay? It's here. Perfect. This is tobacco and milk. Okay? Charotar. This is your tribal area. Okay? Now, here, as I said repeatedly, the AAP has only played on caste chemistry and winnability of candidates. Whatever the best crop it got in the market, it just picked it up and walked home.
Considering both
correct. So therefore, it does pull in some votes here. It also pulls in more votes here because of its freebie traction.
Can I be a little provocative?
Yeah.
Sir, this is not a school psephology class. This is very clearly an explanation of the crisis that the Congress party is going through.
Crisis,
you can all sit in lovely air-conditioned studios and debate the numbers. I want to bring in Sanjay Jha very, very clearly onto this. I want to bring the BJP onto this. Sanjay Jha, the party is melting. What you have been saying is coming true. Who do you hold responsible? Fundamental question. The AAP was not supposed to be in the picture. Amit Shah said on Times Now Summit, there is nothing called the AAP. It's a contest between the Congress and the BJP. Today, the AAP has more vote share in certain pockets of the state, region of the state than you do. Who's to blame?
Rahul, let me tell you, the Congress has never got less than 38 to 40% of the vote share in the past. If it is now going to come down to 25% or 26%, it has only its own leadership to blame. And you cannot blame the Aam Admi Party, because the Aam Admi Party is doing what any political party ought to do in a competitive space. It's seeing a vacuum, is stepping in. And its entire narrative has been very straightforward. If the Congress
have you started walking with Rahul Gandhi? Because you need to. If you are not walking with Rahul Gandhi, you're doing a disservice now to the Congress party. Very quickly, Kapil Madan, over to you. Explain, why aren't you out there walking with him? Had you walked with him, perhaps through Gujarat, you might have actually saved 5 or 6% of that vote share. He didn't even go through Gujarat. Why?
Rahulji, I think you not understood the intent behind the yatra. The intent behind the yatra is to unite the country. It is not primarily to contest elections. If you the idea of the yatra is to
unite behind Aam Admi Party, is it?
No, you may. Why you
behind
might
the TIS, the YSRCP?
No, let me
the TMC, behind everyone except for the Congress. What is the aim of this yatra? Who are you joining?
Aim of the yatra is to enlighten people and let people know, let people be aware about the divisive and the hatred that is being spent in the country. That's the intent. That's the intent of the yatra.
What BJP is doing.
Now, Rahulji, while I was listening when Rahulji,
Baba retired from politics then.
Sir, do you know something? The nature of society is going to decide the nature of political system in the country.
Very good.
Now, when you are talking about this entire political party, right from intelligentsia up till every section of the society, the structure on which the society is being rearranged is harming the political system at large.
I like your passion.
So over here, Congress is just not looking at the political vote bank. It is also looking at the nature of society that India is transforming into.
If your aim is not political, what are you doing in politics?
politics.
So I'll tell you, I think this seems a little bit like Inception, where they are going to create a situation in people's head. They're going to seed the idea that hatred is not the way, love is the only way forward. And over time, that Inception is going to work in the way that they vote also. Fair enough.
For the Aam Admi Party, is it?
Maybe.
See, what is the fact?
What is the fact? So far,
the fact is that Congress had 42% vote share. It has lost 15 to 20% vote share. That is the headline of Gujarat. BJP was always winning.
There is a crisis. Lokesh Jindal is looking bemused. The gentleman on the other side I just spoke to from the Congress party is saying that this yatra is not for political gains. Your party is in a tailspin.
Look, I'm a very old-fashioned, conservative kind of a political analyst. So if you have a crisis, one way to beat it is to acknowledge that there's a crisis. That's when you start beating it, right? So if I go to Ishkaran for a bail, I have to acknowledge that there's an FIR on me and I need a bail. That's when you can fight it. So A, the Congress needs to introspect if these results hold true. Two, more importantly, let's look at Delhi. Let's for a second. Here was a state the Congress governed extremely well for three terms. Sheila Dikshit was the model of governance of development, and yet the Congress has been reduced to what in Delhi? So it's not a problem in a state. Sometimes we need to pause, look within ourselves and see where we can improve, and I think we'd be honest if we accept there's a problem. Having said that, I still think that in Gujarat, the Congress it's still being underrated. It's traditionally, Jay will agree with me, Congress has always been underrated in Gujarat, including last elections. So I do have some hope, and we live in hope.
So, you know, since we're talking about Bharat Jodo Yatra, here is what Jairam Ramesh today said during Bharat Jodo Yatra when they were asked about elections and, you know, what will happen for 2024. He said, and I quote, कांग्रेस मजबूत होगी तो विपक्ष की एकता असंभव है. वो जमाना गया कि आप विपक्षी एकता की बात करेंगे और हर राज्य में कांग्रेस से सीट भी लेते रहेंगे. So basically they are saying that listen, you cannot keep cannibalizing us and then hope for vipakshi ekta. So essentially we see that the Congress is being cannibalized. So
and
through
there is no opposition.
अब कांग्रेस से सीट नहीं ले रहा विपक्ष, सीधा वोट ही ले रहा है.
Shekhar Iyer.
Your conjectures are based.
Shekhar Iyer. There's also
why are you sitting in this debate?
Because if you look at the
how far down. Okay, gentlemen, one
BJP
second.
has not been able to resolve them.
Let's bring.
Why sit?
No.
Okay, let's bring in. It's a good point. Let's bring in Shekhar Iyer into this conversation. Shekhar Iyer, how are you reading what we are now beginning to project in Gujarat? Remember, viewers, we haven't still brought out all the numbers from Gujarat. Some other platforms have done so. So the poll figures that you see from time to time on Gujarat are from other projections. Times Now has only projected one region right now. So, Shekhar Iyer, your initial comment on the numbers that are coming out from central Gujarat, 61 seats. The BJP here has got 40 plus seats already, about 48 seats there. Congress 9, AAP 4. Shekhar Iyer.
Rahul, I think the inevitable is happening. The Aam Admi Party strategy to fill in the space, I would say vacated by the Congress, that strategy has worked.
Yeah.
If not in this election, in the coming elections too, Aam Admi Party will emerge as the main opposition and displace the Congress. There is no doubt about it, because the results of this election is going to have a deep impact on whatever is left of the Congress in Gujarat. Because, you know, the people who went to the Congress, people like Hardik Patel have seen, you know, close quarters. Alkesh Thakur have seen what's happening there. Padmaja mentioned about, you know, the infection, love being infected and all that. I think what has happened is Rahul's ideas have now infected those people who are very close to him, who are Rajya Sabha members, who don't have to worry about any election. And the net result is, I think you are seeing that in the name of, you know, setting a narrative for future elections, they are losing the present moment. And politics is always about the present moment. I mean, the present moment has to, you know, decide the future. But unfortunately, one of the main centrist opposition party has left that space to newcomers, and Aam Admi Party is not very easy to be dislodged from the minds of the people.
Just one question I want to ask Yuvraj, because he's from Gujarat, and we have 4 seats being given to Aam Admi Party here in central Gujarat. Would you like to hazard a guess, because you belong to that area? What could these 4 seats be? Because mostly when you say कि आम आदमी पार्टी का खाता खुलेगा कि नहीं, most people come back and say कहाँ जीतेंगे? कोई सीट ही नहीं है जहाँ वो जीत सकते हैं. तो what could these 4 seats be?
See, conventionally BJP is known to put its house in order, but let me tell you very frankly, central Gujarat was a traditionally BJP Garh, what we can say citadel. But for now, central Gujarat is a bone of contention to BJP. The central Gujarat is witnessing a lot of rebel from the insiders. The defectors that have joined from Congress have been given tickets. The sitting MLAs have been denied tickets. And as Mr. Jai rightly said, the BJP has managed to douse its fire with regards to Ahmedabad. But central Gujarat and especially Baroda, Waghodia, Padra seats, these are witnessing a lot of rebellions.
Can you actually tell us about that rebel factor? Because that was very interesting, and you said that rebel factor you will go.
I also want to have a quick look. Okay, one second. Okay, one second. I'll come to you. Just give me 30 seconds. I also want to pull out the poll of polls for Gujarat. So if Director Saab is ready with those numbers, perhaps he can put them out at the back. Yes, very quickly, Tehseen, you wanted a question for Jay.
Jay, the Congress's affiliation to the left in Gujarat, walking with that left woman, Meera Patkar, do you think this has some role? Because Arvind Kejriwal dumped her like a hot potato, dropped her like a hot potato, if that's the phrase, and the Congress walking with her and the Prime Minister bringing that up. Do you think the Congress, particularly in Gujarat and states, must realize that the left is a dead ideology and steer away from these loonies, as I call them? Because I think it does, nothing else explains the...
What's your simple question?
I mean, do you think that part of this reason of this vote going to AAP, if you're saying, is its affiliation with the left loonies?
No, if you break up the equation like this, Mr. Rahul Gandhi walks with Meera Patkar, right? AAP dumps her. But at the same time, Mr. Rahul Gandhi chose to be absent from the Gujarat debate.
No, I just want to ask, this is a very peculiar question that is being posed here. Which left loonies are you talking about?
Like Meera Patkar, who stalled the development. I'll tell you why, because I come from Gujarat.
No, hang on, there are many people, like Ishkan Bhandari, there will be people like Swara Bhaskar, who these gentlemen will point out to you, are left loonies, who Rahul Gandhi was holding hands and walking with. So let's be less adjectively disparaging of the Aam Admi Party.
I am very clear on one thing, that if the Congress, and as a voter of the Congress, associates with left loonies, the party will continue to get decimated. And the reason I say this...
So you're saying both the opposition parties have associated themselves with left loonies?
And the Congress, not both.
He's asking the Congress.
Yeah.
Yes,
he's saying specifically the
Congress.
Arvind
Kejriwal let go. So I'm just trying to figure this out.
According to Tehseen Poonawala, he calls them left loonies.
When I'm talking about Rahul Gandhi ji, he's walking with everybody who's coming along. So it has not been only lefts that are being NGO. See, everything does not come down to NGO. When I'm talking about polity, it is something that deals with public sphere at large. Whenever we are talking about... Now what do you think? RSS does not have anything to do with politics? Answer this question. Doesn't RSS have anything to do? RSS formulates every policy of the BJP. It is RSS that governs the BJP. Now what do you want to say? Is RSS a political organization? No.
He should retire from
RSS itself is political.
He should retire from politics. If he walks with everyone, tomorrow he should walk with Ranjit Savarkar also, since he walks with everyone. Anyhow, let's go across.
Nationalist and working for the benefit of the country, Rahul Gandhi will walk with that.
No, but Bhaskar is working for the betterment of the country.
You are not a judge.
I'm asking you.
Wait a second. You are not a judge.
Hold on a second.
Question the credibility of an individual. When Rahul Gandhi is out there, he's talking facts. He's talking what is noted in the history.
Do you think we should move away from extreme left
towards the center? He opted with the Bharat Todo gang. He opted with the Bharat Todo gang.
At least during Manmohan Singh's time, do you think that will help the Congress?
I couldn't advise that.
No, I'm asking
Tehseen, I sense you are trying to make a point. You are shooting off Jay's shoulders. Don't do that. He's just here to analyze. You want to tell Congress parties to stay away from left loonies. Say it yourself.
Because the Sarod Dam project. You know, not many people will know the Congress crowd.
Okay, one second, please.
What do you do if the leader's choice is people of a political
Okay, one second. Look, Tehseen Poonawala, 1 second is making 1 second. Gentlemen, please. Gentlemen, please. 1 second. Please, sir. Please. 30 seconds. Please. Just give me 30 seconds. Let's have a look at the poll numbers for Gujarat. These are very important, viewers. Let's get a sense, really, of where the state is headed, Padmaja. You see, the BJP is a poll number 131. Now, what are we saying here? What are we looking at? TV9, Jan Ki Baat and P Mark. Three polling agencies have put out their numbers, 127, 128, 138. The Aam Admi Party has played with its biggest vote share the role of a spoiler to perfection. The Congress, that was a healthy 70-odd seats, and Rahul Gandhi called it a moral victory in Gujarat. Today is half of what they got. 5 years ago, viewers, 41 is the average there, give or take 1 or 3 seats, because that's the error margin. The others, of course, are at 4, not consequential. The AAP has completely taken the bottom out of the Congress. Saurashtra, let's look at Saurashtra. Very important.
All right,
Very
so
important.
the second region that we are getting you now the numbers for, the seat share projections for Kutch, Saurashtra by Times Now, ETG Research, and out of a 54 seats, the BJP has raced ahead to 42. This is double.
Which is higher than their 2012 tally also. That time it was 35. In 17 and 2023, now it's gone up to 42.
This is
So AP has actually helped BJP achieve an all-time high tally over here.
So here you have a Congress which has come from 30 down to 7. An Aam Admi Party which has made minor inroads, 4 in central Gujarat according to our earlier numbers, 4 in Saurashtra. So even in central Gujarat there were 4. 4 in Kutch, Saurashtra, and 42 for the BJP. This is huge in more than one ways, because not only is this, now remember, Kutch, Saurashtra is also your cotton belt. So it's your partidar agitation, it is your cotton belt, groundnut. So rural areas, Rahul, is where the Congress was really strong.
So Padmaja, who is being let down? It's the rural voter. The Congress that constantly speaks about the rural voter today has let down the rural voter. It constantly accuses the BJP of being the elite, rich persons, businessmen's party. But who is betraying the rural voter by not being able to provide them an alternative is the Congress. The leadership of the Congress needs to answer. Simple.
Absolutely. And if these numbers really come out, now look at the comparison, and this will really put it in sharp relief what Rahul and Jay were saying earlier. Look at more than the gains made by the BJP. Here are the losses of the Congress. If you lose 23 seats in the area which is the most, the one with the largest chunk, how are you going to come to power ever? Farmers, partidars, poor people, few tribals, you've got, middle class cities, towns. They just, what is basically the voter base?
It's been an absolute loss of credibility for them. See, across Saurashtra, people said, if after the election they are going to defect, why vote for them?
Interesting, I think we have to take a quick break, but an interesting thing that we can talk about once we come back. Here is also a region, Rahul, where, if I'm not mistaken, most of the seats which the Aam Admi Party decided to put their really strong candidates were not the ones with sitting BJP MLAs. They were the ones with sitting Congress MLAs, including Khambalia, from where their CM face is contesting. Isudan Gadvi also comes from this area. Could that have worked for the Aam Admi Party, that their CM face is coming from here? That's what we'll talk about.
Viewers, someone here said that the Congress is with those that promote the national interest. The Congress now has to ask itself, is it promoting the national interest by letting down vast swathes of India that expects better governance? Think about that, viewers. I leave it at this. We're right back. Don't go away. India up front.